Greetings, everyone. Last time I sat down here, I was exploring some concepts of just letting myself draw without really thinking about stuff. And somehow I came up with some silly things in relation to Casey and Finnegan and Mr.Dressup, as well as the owl. So, for fun, let's see where we can go with that as a concept. So, something that I did as I sought out a video, because I haven't seen Mr.Dressup in quite some time, and just watched a little bit of it. Now, I wasn't super far off with Finnegan, and really far off with Casey. But let's see what we can come up with anyway. Now, I don't have any reference around me. I just got to jog my memory from the video. So I'm kind of going with a little bit of a Coraline, almost kind of button eye thing. Let's see. So let's see what we got for Casey and how close this will end up being. Now, the type of puppet that Casey is a glove style puppet, much like Punch and Judy. Which I kind of find those puppets to be a little bit creepy. And maybe it's because, their lips don't move. I think he's got lots of little freckles. Ooh, maybe not like that. And by the way, I'm not against the concept of using references. I think sometimes it's just fun to see if I can remember some of the details. Make some of those freckles a little bit bigger. I think Casey has reasonably high cheekbones. Not a perfectly mewing, is that what it's called? Mewing face. think, attached earlobes first. Something like that. It's kind of nice to jog my memory anyway. That was a wonderful show, from what I remember. I feel like I saw a music video recently that seemed kind of chaotic, where somebody had this kind of a hairstyle and oversized clothing. I think the person's name was Oliver, something like that. Anyway, pretty wild, whatever it was. I feel like that's reasonably close. I'll compare it at some point, see how far off I am by using my memory. Oh, something that I like to do, now because it's a glove-styled puppet, I know that movement is kind of restricted to whatever the hand is capable of. So I think the head is controlled by these three fingers. One arm is that one, and the other one is this one. And you don't really get lots of movement for this arm. Okay. I'm pretty sure I remember the turtleneck from what I watched last night. Just a short clip. Now, like I said, you get kind of limited movement. Yeah. I think one of my favorite things about that show, which I didn't get to see it in the clip that I watched about Mr. Dressup. It was the tickle trunk. And he'd crack into that and always had the best costumes. A lot of them that he would have made himself. I think Casey has, yes, only this many digits. If that makes sense. Now, thumb is set down quite a bit further. Which I think makes it kind of awkward. It looks like a teapot, I guess. Anyway. Ooh. This might be one of those things that's worthy of correcting. And again. Something like that. Tried to pay a little bit close attention with the nostalgia. Sweater. And then some sort of elongated jeans. This was a show that was on for quite some time. So it was on long after I had stopped watching it. I believe what I saw was that it ended in 1996. So yeah, no, I wasn't watching it up through the 90s. So I think that's close, right? Now, Finnegan, again, well, if Casey is the glove style, Finnegan is a sort of like a sock puppet style. So what I drew last time, I don't think was really that far off. Although sadly, I think probably looked a little bit more like a seal, maybe? Mm, maybe. Yeah, maybe. And I think they have comparable eyes. And I don't think he had eyebrows. I don't think Finnegan had eyebrows. Just some sort of creases from how the material would move a little bit, maybe. Oh, this is amusing to me. Oh, happy birthday is, by the way. Izzy. Who's good people. A bit of a rock star. Now, I don't remember if it seemed like the collar was falling down, maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Now this gives me an idea. I think there'll only be kind of like one more part to this. That perhaps I will do one more picture, maybe of some kind of action or something like that. Because the last time, for some reason, just playing around, I kind of treated the whole thing as if it was from a different dimension. Because I hadn't planned on turning anything into anything in particular. Then it just kind of became Mr. Dressup. didn't plan on that at all. I remember maybe junior high, or I feel like it might have been junior high, being homesick and turning on the TV, and there was another show that was on, so I don't remember watching this, but I think it was called like Under the Umbrella Tree, and there was a character called Iggy the Iguana. I don't know why that just popped into my head. It's funny to think about those kinds of things once in a while. Not sure if I was really, really sick or just kind of needed a day off. I don't recommend that you should just stay home, but sometimes for health of the mind, you need to take some time for yourself. Oh, now I don't remember if there was a dog tag. I'm going to say probably not. But I think there were studs on the collar anyway. I think the collar was red. Although right now, we're just dealing with black ink. So use your imagination. Yeah, no, I think that's probably pretty close. I doubt very much that Casey had usable pockets. And if possible, I mean, if the pockets were usable, could have bubble gum. Oh, I don't know, gummy worms. I don't know, whatever kids keep in their pockets. You'll have to let me know. Yeah, I'd say that's probably it. So, not a very long video this evening. This is when I'm doing it. Just wanted to get the feel for this thing while it was still kind of in my head from the clip. And we'll see how close I was at some point, although I don't think I really need to, because the next picture I'm going to draw of Casey and Finnegan is not going to look that much like the classic Casey and Finnegan anyway. This is just sort of a processing in my head kind of thing. I think that works. So before you go to sleep, here's what I'm going to recommend you do. Take a moment and pick up a sock, just for fun. And I want you to have a little conversation with it. And I want you to let that sock tell you that you did really good today. And I want you to nod your head and say thank you. And then put the sock away. Chuckle as you see fit. It's funny, whenever I see a puppet show, I will always look at the puppet whenever there's movement from the puppet's mouth. And I think puppeteers know this. I mean, you can watch a ventriloquist and they do their best not to move their lips. But I promise you, I know how it works. And I will still look at the puppet and be like, oh, I can't believe what that puppet just said. And I wouldn't even blame the ventriloquist for whatever was going on. I would just assume that somehow, that silly Silly puppet had something to say. Well, I think that's it for now. Just to get that out of my head for what I had watched of the little clip. I think that's close enough. Well, that is my version of Casey and Finnegan from the Mr.Dressup show. I think that's kind of fun. All right, well, that's it for now. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening or a wonderful day whenever you get to watch this. So we'll see you again soon for the third part of this.